Hello everybody, I'm Crazy Straw, and today is episode 38 of The Ultimate Show. Our challenge today, folks, is involving the teams being merged. So that's what we have done at the end of last episode. Today's challenge, well, it's a form of trivia type. It's a trivia type of thing. Basically, how well do you know your fellow contestants? So, I'm going to ask a contestant a question about another contestant. But it's not that easy. If you get your question right, you go in the orange bin. If you get it wrong, you go in the blue bin. If you're in the blue bin, anybody in the blue bin at the end of the challenge will be up for elimination. How many people go home depends on how many are in the bin. And also, two things. The character that I asked the first question about will be the character that basically, here's how this works. I'm going to ask, so the first question the first contestant I'm going to be asking a question to is the root beer bottle. Root beer bottle. I'm going to be asking you a question about a different contestant. If you get it right, you go in the blue bin, the orange bin. If you get it wrong, you go in the blue one. Then you will have to ask another contestant something about one of the other contestants here. You cannot ask more than one question. So I'm gonna ask root beer bottle something about one of you guys. Basically, how's this? 2 elimination bins and 2 winning bins. If you're in the big blue bin, you're up for elimination, and I've already had a question asked about you. If you're in the small blue bin, somebody still needs to ask a question about you. Orange bin, same thing, but winners of the challenge. So, and also, last thing. Since root beer bottle is going to be the first contestant I'm asking a question to, he will be guaranteed as the last contestant to be asked a question about. Anything else is fair game. Now, and then, so, on root beer bottle, whichever contestant I ask you about is the contestant that goes next. Got that? So basically that will go until everybody has gone, and the final contestant is asked a question about root beer bottle. Go. Oh wait, root beer bottle. Your question is. Oh yeah, and for the majority, you guys are gonna have to come up with your own questions. Go. Wait. Oh yeah, root beer bottle. Your question is about Stone Eye. Huh? What? Nothing. Was there a point in time where, although Stone Eye, just ask him a question about yourself. Okay. Root beer bottle, is it true that I have made a vehicle for myself during a section of the show and then lost it due to overusing it / it breaking. Well, you did have one at some point. Yeah. Yeah, that counts. For your bottle, you are safe. Sonai. How's this? I will pick the Sonai. You were asking the next question. Sonai, what you pick the contestant you want to be asking? You want to know to have asked? You know, you pick the other contestant though. Music box. Huh? You need to ask me a question about yourself. Oh, What song am I a music box for? How are any of us supposed to know that? I'm about to give a hint. Normally, I hate it when you play your music, but yes. Okay, listen. I know that. It's the Beatles. Let It Be. Correct. All right, music box. Who are you asking? Who do you want to ask a question about themselves? Oh, wait, still not. You've already been asked about. So I think other than the rupee bottle, well, actually everybody's going to be going in order. So yeah, so I'll just sit here then. All right, Let's see here. What do everybody? Huh? All right. So as you know, my base is a separate contestant because it broke off. However, that was not the first part to break off of me. What was? Your arm? Yep. Alright. Come on, base. Don't you think this is a little unfair? Technically, we never specified you couldn't be at... Well, to be fair, we never specified you couldn't. Okay, well... I never specified you couldn't do that. Well, no. I never said you had... No, I did say you guys can pick anyone. No, the only specification I said is that root beer bottle has to be left until the very end. So, this is fine. Alright. Well... Isn't there anything about me that you wouldn't already know? Yeah. Or anything about me, period, to offer that wasn't part of your other question. Fine. Wait till everybody pick someone else. Alright. Game Boy Color. Alright. Hmm. There has been another contestant on this show that has a game you could have played in me. What was that game? Mario and Yoshi? Correct. Now. Kirby amiibo. Alright. Why was I late to join this season? I forgot that. Because the kid didn't know where you were? That's not the correct answer, but it's also as close as you can get to the correct answer without having the exact answer. So was he right or not? It's not the answer I was looking for, so you're wrong. Well, what was the answer? The kid found me in his locker at school. Same with drone remote. Dang it. Ludwig. Alright. There was a time when I hated Boo Mushroom. Why was that? Because during the original version of season 1 that was unfinished, he lost the challenge for your team. How? I don't even know if you were there, but that's right. Let's go with X. Wherever he is. I'm here. So, was it true that I was part of a show that never actually released its first episode? Well, actually, yes, because I'm pretty sure I was part of that. For like a split second near the end. Actually, you might have been, but either way, yes, I was. Damn. Guys, we need some people to get this wrong, or else we're gonna have to eliminate somebody by ourselves. Iceberg. Alright. True or false? I am the only isolated contestant and the only Angry Birds contestant still in the game. This is an easy one. True. You're an idiot, dude. Monster Bird and Ice Power are both still here. Next is Hmm. Next is Oliver. Hold on, let me fix my wheels. Okay, I think I'm okay now. For now. Damn it. Hold on. I hate this. Anyway, your question is, I'm still in the game, but due to my current state, I shouldn't be. What is wrong with me that says I shouldn't be in the game anymore? Nothing. That's wrong. You don't see the wheel? Come on. But I'm still here because I have to be. Anyway, come on, Gordon. Alrighty. Your question is, did I try to overrun Diamond D as a host at the end of last season? Honestly, kind of seems like something you do. I did. Don't remind me of that. Shut up. Anyway, next. Is Lady Liberty's base. How is it this? I'm a broken off part of Lady Liberty, yet I have sentience. Why is that? Because you're part of Lady Liberty? Because the kid decided I should be my own character. Anyway. Boom mushroom. All right. My question for you is, true or false? You have to answer true or false to both of these. True or false? Here's the question. I'm a mushroom, but... How is it that despite being a mushroom, I have the abilities of a ghost? Because Abu is a ghost in the Mario franchise, and you are a mushroom based off of that character, meaning you are technically a ghost mushroom. Correct. Chicago bean, just come on over here. Sweet. When I first joined, I pretty much immediately left. Why was that? Because you broke off from your base and therefore didn't want to keep competing? Basically. Fire trucks. Alright. Or this one. Despite being a fire truck, what is the one thing that I have never actually done that most fire trucks would have done? Save a cat from a tree? No! Fight a fire! Oh. Save a cat from a tree. Spare me. Spare me from that ridiculousness. Anyway. Wii remote. True or false? Multiple people have asked if the kid still has a Wii with him. No, true or false? Anybody who has seen the kid with me has asked if the kid has a Wii with him because I'm a Wii remote. Well, yeah, people have definitely done that. Yup. Alright. Nether portal. True or false? I can actually send people to the Nether. Well, so false. You say you can, but you can only do that in the games. In reality, even though you say you can, you always just send people to a different part of the room that you call the Nether. Dang it, I never wanted to admit that. So, he's right? Yes, he's right! Anyway. Lego train. True or false? Despite being called Lego train, I'm not actually Lego. Well, you don't look like a Lego to me. So you're saying I'm not? Well, I am. No, I think I'm just Lego Duplo, not regular Lego. So get in. Anyway, Space Invader. Alright. Because I'm an alien, I have the ability to fly. However, what game am I an alien from? You're from a game? But enough. You clearly don't know the answer. Next. Norwegian. Alright. I'm one of the originals from the original show. What was the name of that original show? Well, it didn't have a name. It did, though. It was called the Unnamed Object Show. And I said it didn't have a name. No, you don't understand. The Unnamed Object Show was the name of the show. So what? It contradicted itself? But the name is not having a name? So therefore it has a name? But the name states it doesn't actually have a name. So meaning that the name isn't actually a name at all? Get out of here! Enough of that! Ow! Wow. Glow squid. True or false? I almost won the previous season and then got so disappointed by not winning that I tried to rig the challenge by having us redo it multiple times only to end up not winning. Well, yeah. That's the entire reason Sylvian's the host and not you. Alright. Golden ketchup bottle. True or false? Now that you have friends, I consider myself the new you. Dude, why would you even do that? The problem is... So no, I don't think you do. I do though. But why? Dude, you shouldn't. I know, because he's not. I have friends now. Nobody else should ever be like me because of that. Anyway. Cake slice. True or false? During the 4-way tournament challenge, I put myself up for elimination to keep Cake Spot to save my friend. Who was my friend? It was Cake Spatula, obviously. Cake Spatula. Dude, I still don't know why you did that. But you did. Anyway. My question for you is, we're such good friends. Do you remember why? Because the series we come from is a blind bag series called BFFs, and we were both part of the same bag set. And we were both part of the same set. Like, we become as the two characters in the one pack. Oh, yeah, actually. Okay. I need... Thomas. Alright. True or false? I have been painted over because the kid needed me for something unrelated to the show. Well, you've been painted over, but I don't think that's the reason why. No, it was. Me and Gordon were needed for a diorama that the kid was I needed to make, and he wanted me to remove my decals. However, he wanted to paint my decals over anyway. That just happened to be the perfect time to do it. Anyway, next. Birdie. Alright. True or false? Everybody keeps wanting me to join their teams because I'm part of the Thomas characters, even though everyone already knows I'm going to stick with my real friends. Well, yeah, of course you do. Firebar. I am able to fly. How? Because, well, You do, but I don't think you should be able to. That's false, dude. The answer is, I shouldn't, but I use my fire bar as a propeller. Sorry, birdie. Anyway, Kevin. Alright. My crane arm actually works to pick things up. Well, yeah, half the time. Troublesome truck. Alright. Despite my name, I am not actually a troublesome truck. Well, that's what your name says, though, so you have to be. I'm not, Kevin. Now go in the bin. Dang it. Toby. We both, true or false, we both arrived in the show together. Pretty sure we did. Yup. Now, Toby, who are you asking a question to? Paragoomba. Alright. True or false? There was a point where there was a group between you, me, and I think one other person. Who was that one other person? Lakitu. Correct. Now come on, troublesome truck, let's go. Alright. Peter Sam. Despite being a Thomas and Friends engine, I am so much smaller. Why is that? Because you're just a smaller toy? Nope, I'm a narrow gauge engine. Hair. My name is Hair, but I look like something that is very controversial. What is that? I know what it is. I do not want to mention it's overly political. But it has something to do with the current president of the country of the United States of America. Yes. Let's see here. Ham. True or false? I am the newest contestant currently competing in the show. Well, yeah. Out of the contestants left in the game, yes. You were the newest contestant. You were the most recent contestant to join the show, as is out of the ones currently competing. Yup. Yeah, how am I supposed to know anything about you guys? I'll pick. Whoever do you go? Man, why are you hesitant, dude? Alright, because you're new. Yeah. Well, there have been multiple times where where my bell ringing does not make noise. Why is that? Because there's a piece inside of you that falls out and has to be screwed back in? You knew that, surprisingly. Good job. Thanks. Anyway. Henry. There was a moment off camera where the kid had to take me apart. Why did he do that? Because he needed to take your motor out. Well, no. I was looking for why he had to do that, which was so all my wheels would move. And I still get my middle wheels to move. So, no. Dang it. Anyway. You asked me a question too. Chicago bean base. Alright. Hit me. No, you're supposed to ask me a question, dude. Oh, right. Sure, when Chicago Bean and me first separated, I did not become a contestant. Why did I not become a contestant immediately? I think it's because A, you didn't want to, B, because Chicago Bean decided to leave the show. Yeah. Alright. Snake block. Alright. Despite being called snake block, I'm not actually a snake block. Why am I not actually a snake block? Because a snake block is actually a thing from the Mario games, which I forget exactly what it is. You're right though I'll give you the point, dude. A real snake block is an obstacle from is a platform from the Mario games that you basically have to move along with. So yeah, like it is. So I am just called that though. That's just my name, not what I actually am. You're right. Anyway, next, I want to be asked a question about block formation. All right. I am called block formation, but why is that? Because it's a creative name for saying that you are more than one block. Yeah. Lava. Alright. I am lava. But in actual Minecraft, lava is a liquid, not a block. Why am I a block? Because you're not real lava? Good enough. Thwomp. Yeah. Why is it that I jump and slam whenever I move? Because your attack in the actual Mario games is to fall down and crush someone. You're right though. Well, you're not gonna look out though. Sorry about that. Nah, you're fine. As we both just stated, that's what you need to do, because that's how you get around. That's fine. It just, whenever you get around, you need to use your attack everywhere. I get it. Anyway, Scarlotti? As Peter Sam stated, just like Peter Sam, I am a narrowgate engine from the island of Sodor. However, what is that narrow gauge railway called? The Scarlowy Railway? Yeah. Look out, guys. Alright, Eevee. Alright. Despite Sylveon, I am the only Eevee/Evolution in the show at the moment. Why is that? Because Leafeon and Glaceon were two of the contestants lost when the previous season had because Leafeon and Glaceon were lost, were two of the contestants that went missing, which ended up resulting in the reboot of the previous season. Yep. Still miss them. That's realized. To be fair, they're also not the only ones that went missing either. We still haven't found drone remote. As you said, there are contestants that have gone missing during that. You named two, Curveva was one. There was one other. Who is it? Mario Party 8 disc. Yeah. Alright. That's a sketch. Alright. Despite being an Etch-a-Sketch, I don't normally write things on myself. Why is that? Because your screen is kind of messed up at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, next. Donut float. My name is Donut Float. Why? Because you're a donut and a float. Well, yeah, but... Well, what? Yeah, I guess, sure. Dude. Anyway, next. White Diamond. Why did Diamond hate me when I first joined the show? Because you two were related, that's why. Well, yeah. I honestly forgot about that. The heck, dude? You forgot about the fact that I'm your brother? Oh, come on! Anyway, Donut Float, your win. But Diamondy, I'm going to have some stern words with you later if I make it out of this episode alive. If I make it out of this episode without getting eliminated, I'm going to have some stern words for you. Well, how this? To guarantee my safety, I pick Empire State Building. Alright. Well, my question. There is a member of the Alliance who is no longer with us. Who is it? That's easy, Flashlight. Thanks, dude. Don't mention it. Diamond, you'll be hearing from me later. Seriously, man? He's part of the Alliance. I did what was right, dude. Honestly, how could you forget about your own brother anyway? I didn't forget about him. I forgot he was my brother. Okay. That's the part I meant. Is how could you forget he was your brother? I don't know. But dude, The alliance sticks together, you know that. Anyway. Proving that point, shoe. Well, here's a cool, interesting one for you. Not counting the two of us, how many alliance members have not participated or are still left in this challenge? Meaning have not been declared UFE or safe yet. Not counting us. Glue stick, 9/11 in the States. So that would be 4, 5. It's glue stick, 9/11, Tennessee, New York, and Illinois. How did you mess that up? I missed by 1. Anyway, glue stick. All right. Out of all the people in the original alliance, I am the most different. Why? Because everyone else is either a knick-knack or is either... Because everybody else is either a model of something. Well, no, dude, you're not even... Dude... Your question doesn't even make sense. You're not the weirdest, the strangest one. Crazy Straw root beer bottle exists too. Shut up, man. I second that. Well, you know what? How's this? Shoot, you're safe. Glue stick, you go next. How's this? Shoe, you're safe. How's this? Shoe, you're safe. And glue stick, who do you choose? Tennessee. Alright. Not including Florida, how many states are in this show? Well, actually no. Including Florida and other objects that say state names on them, how many different states are in this show? Well, let me think. Different states. Well, I think it's actually just 4. Because I don't think Liberty Bell has Pennsylvania on him. Liberty Bell, let's prove that. Hold on, where's the computer? I can't see. I need better lighting. Sorry, I do say it. I do say Pennsylvania on me. Sorry, dude. Dang it. Anyway, Illinois, come on. There are two other characters in the show that are related to my state. Who are they? Chicago being in his base. Alright. New York. Same question you just asked the other guy. Asked Tennessee. Other contestants involving me. Well, that would be three. Aside from you. Statue of Liberty, her base, and Empire State Building. No, that's actually wrong. Technically, 9/11 Memorial Book also includes me. Because the Twin Towers were in New York City. Sorry, dude. Anyway, 9/11 Memorial Book. Well, yes, as you stated that, but I wasn't the only place that got hit by something or near with something. What other two places were? There were two other planes. Can you name where one of them was headed? The Pentagon. Yup. Please. Anyway, can I have bow? Sweet. Actually, no, arrow. Alright. When I got out, Bo quit the game soon after to follow me. Why? Because he didn't want to compete without you. Yup. Power block. Despite saying pow on me, that doesn't actually mean anything. True or false? Yeah, it's true. Yep. Globe. Despite rolling around everywhere, I can actually stand. Yeah. Alright, movie creeper. The only reason I'm called movie creeper is because I'm based off the creeper from the Minecraft movie. No, yeah. Alright, Kamek. Alright. Despite my name being Kamek, there are others like me. Do they share that same name? No, they don't. A second part. What is their name? They don't have one. It's the species name that you fall under. Magic Koopa. Yes. Next. Fire Mario. Despite not being a Mario character, my best friend is Kirby. Why is that? I don't know. Then go. Anyway. Castle door. Despite being called a door, despite being called a castle door, I don't lead anywhere. Yeah, you don't. Alright, Nerf gun. Despite being a gun, you have to do extra steps to activate me. Nah. Why is Nerf gun... Remember the contestant Nerf gun 2.0? How is he different from me? I don't know, because you're both different Nerf guns. Yeah. Now go. Alright, Golden Snitch. Despite being able to fly, it doesn't really help much. Why is that? Because you don't have any limbs. Yeah. Alright. One-Up Mushroom. Despite needing to be rescued, despite being rescued, I still wasn't safe. No. I'm a One-Up Mushroom. What does that mean? It means you grant somebody an extra life. Yup. Imposter. Alright. Despite being called the imposter, have I actually killed somebody throughout this entire series? You haven't. Yup. Next. Bo. Alright. As Arrow said, I left the show because he got out. Now looking back on it, it wasn't a smart move. However, true or false, do I actually regret that decision? No, because you're both still technically in the game. No, yeah. Alright, NES controller. Alright. Despite being an NES controller, I'm not actually an NES controller. What am I? An NES controller. Dude, I'm a Christmas ornament. Pink stick bud. I am a stickbot, but I'm also not. Despite being called a stickbot, I am not a robot. What am I? Some form of weird, sticky human thing. I don't even know what I am, so sure. Purple dude, purple. Despite us both being stickbots, we're different characters. Why is that? Because we're different people anyway. Well, yeah. Monster Bird. I'm not actually Monster Bird. I am a space... Despite being called Monster Bird, I am actually a space version of a different Angry Bird. Who? Wait, what? You didn't know that, seriously? Tuxedo. Despite being called Tuxedo Stick, despite wearing a tuxedo, I am not actually fancy. But yeah. Samus. I do what is right. I do what is right, even... I like to do the right thing, even if that involves helping others that aren't on my team. Has there been a time where doing that? No. Despite doing throughout my time in the game, I have done the right thing, even including helping people from other teams. What is the most notable experience of that happening? I don't know. During the recent episode where we had to avoid that giant horde. Dang it. Next. James. I am not actually the regular James. I'm a variant. What am I? Busy Bee James. Black and white. You might consider me racist, but why? Because of the colors, black and white. Yeah. Obsidian. You need a certain tool to break me. What is it? Diamond pickaxe? Yeah. Why? My name is Gear Spinner. Why? Because you're a fidget spinner with gears? Despite being a screw. Well, I used to help the kid break stuff apart when he was younger. Well, I don't know that. So maybe? My friend Ping Pong Ball used to be a contestant. Yeah? Despite being opposites in our elemental powers, me and Ice Flower are siblings. Yeah. I use you to get my power. Duh. I am the only sick bot who hasn't gotten this challenge yet. Yep. Despite being TNT block and seeing I can explode, I can't. Why? Because you're a toy? Yeah. I came back in this season after being gone for a while. Why? I actually don't remember. Because I threatened to destroy the show. What? I'm called Super Mushroom. Why? What do I do? You make people big. I am a stone cutter. What does that mean? You cut stone? Yeah. Despite being an ice flower, I have never actually frozen anyone. True or false? I think that's true, actually. Yeah. Alright. True or false? I still resent Firebar for crafting tables elimination. Dude, of course you don't. How many of me does it take to make a wither? 4? Yeah. I can't be mined, but there is one way. What is it? Creative mode. I am called a gear train despite not being a train. Why? Basically like snake block. It's just an easy way to determine to know what you are. Yeah. I am a slime, and my power is jumping. What else can I do? Well, nothing, because the only other power is something you can't actually do, unless it's the game itself. Yeah. I'm used to power a lot of things. No, you're not. the ore you contain is. My name is just Lapis Ore because the kid doesn't know how to spell my actual name. Well, yeah. I don't even have a question for you. So, yes or no, are you my friend? Dude, go home. I am found in the nether. Well, yeah. No, Mossy Cobblestone, you're going. Bye. I am one of a few blocks in Minecraft that obey the laws of gravity. What is one other? Sand. In game, you get slowed down trying to go through me. Does that work here? No, dude, it doesn't. Despite being called Sumo Bro, it's not even what I do in the game. What is it? Electricity. Yeah. Alright. What game am I? Pokemon Sapphire. Despite being called Skull Raft, I am Skull Raft. And in the Mario games, I ran on lava. How am I on land? Because it never said you couldn't. I guess. Final round. Root beer bottle. What is your question for Skull Raft? What is the question about yourself for Skull Raft? Well, come full circle. Back when Crazy Straw was still a contestant, me and him were more than friends. What did he always do to me? I actually don't know. He would use me as a chair, basically. Dude, stop! Anyway, alright. Anybody in the orange bin is safe. Everybody in the blue bin, you are up for elimination. How many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So, who needs someone to do the elimination? I got it. No, let me do it, dude. Okay. There are 26 of you here. We currently have 100 contestants in the show. We need to make teams next episode again. Next episode, also the final episode we're doing today we'll be remaking teams. So, we have 26 of you here. Here's the deal. And we have 100 of you total. Trying to think of this for a second, the math. Oh, yeah, pull up the computer, please. We need calculations. We need to know something. Where's the calculator? I need to know what 90 divided by 3, 30. 5 teams of 18. Even. Hmm. Alright, so there's 26 of you here. Hmm. 4 teams of 22 with 88. Sure. You know what? Sure. Then we need 26. So we have 100. Minus. Okay. We want 4 teams of 22 at the end of this. 12 of you 26 will be going home. So, here's the deal. Votes are in. If I call your name, you're out of the game. I will be going into the USB. The first to 12 names that I call are eliminated. Those are Mossy Cobblestone, Lapis, Tuxedo Stickbot. 3. Okay. Also out of the game is Three. Also out of the game is 4. Paragomba. 1, 2, 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So 1. So out of the game is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You guys can return to the group. You guys, the group will be unleashed, because we need you to make 4 new teams of 22 each. However, we will set the 4 team pickers now. Everybody else will go after. You guys will be choosing your own teams next time. Where we do 4 teams of 22. You guys will choosing them yourselves. Next, until then, viewers, see you in a minute. Okay, I need new host for next episode as well. End the video first, but I'll do it. Okay, thank you, Ashraf.